White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is presented by Toyota. Visit your local Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Let's go places. By Davis Law Firm, your Chicago lawyer. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. Final 3 games before the All-Star break, so let's set the stage for the opener against the A's. This man will get the ball, Sean Burke. He has been outstanding. Going back to his appearance in the Bronx against the Yankees in his last 4, he is 2-0, an ERA under 2. His fastball's been throwing harder. He's been throwing more strikes. This is the best we have seen him this season. What is up, everybody? Welcome inside the booth alongside my guy. He's Steve Stone. I'm John Schriffen. Steve, you know I like to get excited, but it's another level here tonight. The vibes are just right. It is Mexican Heritage Night. It is Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon, which means we peel back the curtain. We give you access you can't get anywhere else. And he's back tonight. Our big hitter, Munetaka Murakami, in the lineup.
When he left, this man had hit 20 home runs. He had driven in 40, and he scored 40 runs. This is a huge part of the offense. And last time he saw these A's, he just killed them. Batting average was .417 in 3 games. He homered in each of them. Drove in 7 runs. 1,700 is OPS. And this is a guy that will make this lineup deeper, stronger, and hopefully he can pick up where he left off when he went down with the hamstring problem. I do know one thing. Don't look for him to steal too many bases anymore.
I hope you're fired up at home, because we can't wait to get this party started. We will kick it off with Colson Montgomery on the mic with Brooke as part of Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon.
These are the moments.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon. I'm here with Colson Montgomery. And Colson, I couldn't help but notice you have a new addition in the clubhouse. What's it mean to have Munetaka Murakami back with this group?
I mean, it's great. You know, he's one of our core players, and he's one of our power threats in our lineup. So having him back's huge.
Last game versus the Athletics, you homered, Mune homered, and Miguel Vargas. Is it feel fitting that he's back versus the Athletics, and could we see a little bit more of that magic tonight?
Yeah, hopefully we see that again tonight, but no, we're excited. I gotta go.
Guys, back to you.
It's part of Friday Night All Access. You never know what's going to happen. Bring them out, bring them out. The vibes are just immaculate tonight. Friday night at the rate, and Munetaka Murakami back where he belongs at first base here in Chicago.
So take a look at where he was when he went down with the hamstring. He was first in runs scored. He hit 20 home runs. He was tied for first. Runs batted in, he was second. And walks, which is an important category, he was 4th. So he's going to bring that good eye back. We'll see if he's got some rhythm swinging the bat. But either way, the Sox are ecstatic that he's back at first base and in the middle of this lineup.
Start this series against the Athletics. Mark Kotsay in his 5th season as the manager. Right now, they've been swept in their last 2 series by the Marlins at home, by the Tigers in Detroit, losing 6 in a row. Steve, they've had to deal with a ton of injuries up and down their lineup.
That's been one of the big factors, and Nick Kurtz, one of their huge bats, is not in the lineup tonight. That's a good thing for Sean Burke as he looks at an A's team that is not clicking on all cylinders at this point. And Mark Kotsay, 5th year, is managing these boys.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup. It is Lawrence Butler at the top in right field. Shea Langoliers DHing. Tyler Soderstrom in left. Jonah Heim is behind the plate. It is Wilson in at shortstop. Meneses, Corona Grauer third base. Bolte at center. And Jeff McNeil, the veteran, at second base.
We'll take a look at Sean Burke, who's quietly become the ace of this staff, on for his 15th start, 19th appearance, just under 100 innings. 106 strikeouts, only 33 walks. The key will be that big fastball. If he gets ahead with that, he can take him down with the knuckle curve. And this is what Sean is going to throw tonight. His 4-seam fastball, 37%, backed up by the knuckle curve, then the slider, the sinker. Not too many cutters or changes. Here are the key matchups. Jacob Wilson has hit him very well. Tyler Soderstrom, who hits everybody well, has done a good job against him.
Burke goes through his full windup as the sinker missing up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lawrence Butler. Promising young player, but he's still looking to put it together this season, hitting a tick under 200. Big overhand curve, drops in there, strike two.
That's a good pitch to use in the upper part of the zone because a lot of hitters will think it's a hanger. It's not. You get good rotation on it, and high humidity today will make it break bigger.
And that one caught Kyle Teal maybe in the throat area as he tried to block it off the bounce.
That's one of the reasons why a catcher is taught to lower his head. You want to look straight down, but you can see at the last instant he came up with it. That's going to really hurt you, and that one he's going to remember. So hopefully he's going to be okay. But you got that big heavy mask. If you keep on looking down with it, you won't get hit under the throat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And we look at how equipment has evolved over the years. You think, look back, catchers used to have that extra piece that was dangling underneath the mask to protect that neck area.
That old Billy Goat look.
Just underway, first batter of the ball game. And that one is rolled foul.
Mike Malinsky on the call. He's straddling the line, so the call was relatively easy. That would have easily been 2 bases. It was foul, however.
You could tell, though, Butler was late on that swing. There's been a lot of life to the fastball for Sean Burke over his last 4 outings. Goes with the breaking ball and a slow roller to my drive. And a ground out to start this ball game.
Let's take a look at the defense and how Will puts them out there with Sam, Tristan, and Braden in the outfield left to right. Then it's Vargas, Montgomery, Meidroth, and Murakami in the first base position. Kyle Teal's got the plate. We told you about him, and Sean Burke getting a quick out. Weather presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 78 degrees, humidity at 71%, and the wind is a factor, 9% left to right field.
Now, one of the questions I always get asked when we take a look at the umpire in a challenge here.
Catch the challenge, they call a ball.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Call is correct. Chicago has one more.
There's Emil Jimenez. 12 strikes, 5% above major league average to all batters, and that's a good trait to have.
I was saying that one of the questions I always get asked is, what is it like broadcasting a game with Steve Stone? First of all, it is incredible because you have an encyclopedia when it comes to baseball, especially pitching. But it's been a thrill lately with Sean Burke is on the mound because I look over at you and you have this special look as he's been dealing over the stretch of his.
I mean, you have to love this stuff, and also there's not a lot of guys that will use that fastball primarily and then work off the fastball, but Sean is one of those guys. He loves his four-seamer. When he does keep it up, there's a lot of life on it.
You have this look of pride and excitement.
Well, I'm happy for him. He's a wonderful guy, and he's putting it all together this year.
How about that slide piece? First strikeout of the night.
And he struck out one of their very tough right-hand hitters, Shea Langoliers. You see the spin and the little dot in the back of the baseball. That little dot will tell you it is a slider. And Langoliers expanded his zone and goes down on strikes.
Here's the big hitting lefty, Tyler Soderstrom. Another late swing as he slashes that one foul. 13 home runs on the season.
The Athletics have given long-term deals to a lot of players, and Soderstrom is one of those guys. So he's going to be with the Athletics for quite some time.
One of the other trends we are seeing from Sean Burke is that he is getting ahead of hitters, and when he gets ahead, he's been putting them away.
Well, any combination of that higher than high fastball, which is out of the zone, or a good knuckle curve, and it's a bat over. He got the 98 on the inside part of the plate. Burke is feeling very good here tonight.
White Sox have lost 3 in a row after getting swept to start this homestand against the Red Sox. And Sean Burke looking to change that around here tonight. 0-2. Yes, sir. Back-to-back punch-outs to end this first inning. When we come back, the Japanese sensation Munetaka Murakami off the injured list. He is due up second. Don't go anywhere.
And a blue moon.
Wow, that is a delicious.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Chicago White Sox. Sam Antonacci leads things off in left field. Munetaka Murakami back off the injured list at first base. Vargas, Montgomery, Braden Montgomery in right. Mydroth, Benintendi, Teal we've seen behind the plate, and Tristan Peters in center field.
Jacob Lopez, he's going to start for the 11th time. ERA up over 7. And lately, he has not fooled a whole lot of people. So let's see if the Sox can jump on him early, put a little daylight between themselves and these Athletics. Take a look at how he's going to use his stuff. That fastball, 34%, backed up by the slider. He will throw a cutter, and the changeup, not so much, and sinker very rarely.
Sam Antonacci starts it off for the White Sox, and that slider from a low angle bends over the plate. Strike 2.
Lopez gets a whole lot of movement on that one.
Antonacci's been an incredible table setter as Murakami waits on deck. Sticks out the bat, a slow roller to McNeil at second, and 1 down.
Batting second, the first baseman, number 5, American League All-Star, Munetaka Murakami.
Goosebumps at the rate.
The standing O, these fans really appreciate Mune.
And how about the golden pipes of Gene Honda announcing that Munetaka Murakami is now an all-star and will be going to Philadelphia.
And participating in the home run derby, which he would dearly love to win.
He swings through the first 2. Went on a rehab assignment to AAA Charlotte after Murakami suffered a grade 2 hamstring strain back on May 29th. The White Sox went 17-18 in his absence. They needed back in the lineup. What does he provide for this White Sox offense?
What I love is the fact that you never appear to be out of games, because as long as he's going to get his at-bats, he's going to hit some home runs. And home runs late usually help a lot.
Goes down swinging his first time up on that fastball, out number 2. Even on a strikeout, he's getting a round of applause. The fans just so appreciative he is back on the field.
He's also back-to-back All-Stars. Mune and Miguel Vargas.
Vargas lifts this one in the air to left field as Soderstrom makes the catch to end this first inning. We are underway, scoreless after 1.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon. And the guys are talking about all the excitement surrounding Munetaka Murakami's return. But with the move, they optioned Jacob Gonzalez back down to Charlotte. And, you know, he told us that he was really disappointed. But Will said that he really understood where things stood. They told him last night, and he said, hey, can I be in the lineup tomorrow so he could play those 3 games leading up to the All-Star break just to be able to get those consistent at-bats? And that was a huge reason why they sent him back down to Charlotte, as opposed to coming off the bench and not seeing the at-bats here at this level. Also, he's expected to play at first base a little bit more, also sprinkle in some moves across the middle infield just to keep that defensive versatility, guys, that we know they really stress at this level.
All right, Brooke, thank you for that update, because Jacob Gonzalez was a huge piece keeping things afloat in Murakami's absence. So he continues to get consistent work in AAA Charlotte. We start this top of the second scoreless. Sean Burke, a couple of strikeouts to start this game. He's got Jonah Heim in a hole here. And blew it past him at 97, out number 1 here in the second. All right, we are pleased to be joined by Mike Shirley, who is the director of scouting for the White Sox. Mike, thank you so much for coming up to the booth. I know you're a super busy man right now. The draft is tomorrow. White Sox have the #1 pick, so you are deep in it. But before we dig into the potential targets you have right now, take us all the way back. When the White Sox got the #1 pick, what was the plan of attack to narrow down the list?
Well, obviously, I think the famous person, Rock Chalowski, was front and center for us. I think when you get the excitement of getting the overall first pick, your first position in your brain is, hey, who's the best player? And at that point, Rock had kind of solidified himself as possibly the best player in the draft. That's been the most interesting part. And then working through the process of who's the best high school player, separating the groups, who's the best high school pitcher, who's the best college pitcher, right-handed, left-handed. You work in these sectors to potentially understand the totality of the draft. That's a start process. And I think, you know, that's what's been so interesting about Rock is he's had to define his position from start to finish, right? And that's the reason where we end up today, him being such a prevalent piece or an option for us. That's what's exciting.
A lot of people feel that you can find some gold in 10 to 15 as far as picks are concerned. How many guys do you guys actually look at and talk about?
Oh, like 500. I mean, our scouts do a great job covering. That's a responsibility. Area scouts across the country covering options in a major league draft. And I think we do a great job building that depth out and understanding what the totality of the draft looks like.
All right, so let's break down the targets. We talked about Rock Chalowski as the guy who stood out initially. What is it that makes him so special?
Special. This guy wants to win the ball game. I mean, he shows up every day to be a leader, to justify his defense. So he's not just thinking about one component on the offensive side. It's also about how he represents the totality of the unit, a leader, a quarterback, defense, power. He can get dangerous in a hurry. You go the wrong spot in the zone, he's going to get you. And, you know, he's a super intelligent player. I think that's the aptitude part that's so real on him that we're excited about.
And yet you have a very young shortstop also in the mix. It's Emerson, I believe. And
oh, yes, sir.
When you take a youngster, regardless of where you take him, how do you help him develop as a human being and as a baseball player?
Well, that's the interesting part about Grady. He's really developed at the moment. So I do think his skill set is a big engine. It's highly qualified.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to get more on all the potential picks for the #1 overall pick tomorrow with Mike Shirley when we come back. Welcome back. Bottom of the second, no score. This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. We're joined again by Mike Shirley, the director of scouting for the White Sox. And before we went to break, we were talking about the high school shortstop from Texas, Grady Emerson. What makes him stand out?
That's an elite hit skill in terms of how he controls the barrel, how he delivers it, how he does it so easy. It's hit, power, and the presence in the box, the pitch decisions, the uniqueness, ability to control the game, slow the game down, but also impact the game. It's just different. His footwork at shortstop so elite. He's just one of those special high school players that in the draft define themselves as being the best high school player. And that's the interesting part about how these guys are surfacing in our game. They're showing up across the league pretty fast.
Third player on that list is this one. Fly ball to right field. Butler makes the catch, retiring Colson Montgomery. Vaughn Lackey, the catcher from Georgia Tech. You announced the other day that he's the third potential target. Why do you like him?
He's an elite defender. Like the catching position is really it's deep, it's rich. There's a lot of narrative to how you have to command that attention every day, both offensively and handling your pitching staff. His defensive skill works so easy, such an elite mover behind the plate. It's a plus arm, it's accurate. There's quickness, there's definition of the defense, but he's also got power. He's a plus runner. His athletic skill and his engine are real. So he kind of forced the engine for us to make sure he was in the mix. And that's been the interesting part. Who forced the narrative? Grady forced the narrative on Rock. Vaughn wanted to get in the race and really pushed the envelope up on both of them. And that's been the hardest part, is defining all three.
This has been the best clubhouse and best dugout that I've seen for a long time. And you guys obviously pay close attention to it. But is it more attention these days to bring in a guy that you know is going to fit in with the guys already here? Or How big a part is it when, I know you had a baseball combine, when you interviewed these guys, what were you looking for each and every one of these players?
Like presence, leadership, maturity. Grady had to answer the bell on how mature Rock is, how Vaughn is so mature, both kind kids. Grady had to get in that fight, and he had to define himself as a young man that we felt like could fit in there. Rock is a leader already, so we think he naturally gravitates towards the clubhouse now. And right now, those players on the clubhouse, they don't need support. They're really mature. It's a group. Someone will fit really quickly with them as they get here.
So the A's are going to make a pitching change. We're going to stay here with Mike Shirley, the director of scouting. You've been in the war room. You've talked to everybody in the front office. You're putting your heads together. How close are the White Sox to making a decision on that #1 pick?
Oh, it's been delicate, but it's been fun, right? And you understand how much talent Chris has brought in here. You're in that room and you understand how many people contribute to this, from player development to our scouts. Garrett Guest, our assistant scouting director, is tremendous to help keep me on track. Chris is the leader. Josh Barfield, Carlos Muni, Carlos Rodriguez. You get so many of these people that are contributing to us so fast. Jen keeps me in sight on bonus pools, on things that we can do financially. So I think there's so many great people in that room that are real. I think that's the best part of how this team turned around, is so many motivated people to work hard together. The collaboration's elite, in my opinion. The leadership has been financial. That's the reason you get so much forward movement with this club at this point.
Well, you guys spend a great deal of time on each and every one of these players. How many do you actually interview of those top 100 picks that I know were at the combine?
Oh, if you ask our staff, I mean, we had a day where it's 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and we had no breaks. And it was nonstop. We get a half hour with the players, and we're trying to learn as much as we can, so we know it's on. You have to get in there and fight. But there's some tough days in there, so it's not all perfect. You know that, Steve.
Yeah. We have a lot of young viewers and a lot of parents who have kids who are playing baseball. What's the best advice you would give to a young player right now, how to develop and how to get themselves noticed by scouts?
Do it at your own pace. Everybody wants to rush everything today on these young kids, and you're making mistakes. The inherent ability to naturally develop your skill set comes at different patterns for each individual. If you try to follow, the cookie cutter approach, you're going to make real mistakes that end up costing you what you really want. So just be patient. I mean, understand where your tools are. What do you do well? What do you have to do better?
How many scouts do the Sox have?
We have 16 area scouts. We have 4 regional cross-checkers and about 4 people that work at the national level seeing all of it. So it's a good group. We have support through David Keller in International, Gene Watson, our pro director. We have, Chris encompasses Daniel Zion, helps us out. He does multiple things. There's just so many people contributing to what we do across this. It's baseball, Major League Baseball, they're rich departments now. A lot of people work hard at this.
We know that the Sox have 1-1, and that decision is going to be a difficult one regardless of who you pick. Where's the next couple of picks coming from? In other words, what number will the second pick come from?
Well, I think that's the interesting part. The pick 41, everyone keeps asking about this Tomey kid. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is his father hit it over that wall a lot. It sounds pretty good start to me.
All right, so we have a challenge here to end this second inning. And the White Sox will be unsuccessful. Mike Shirley, Director of Scouting, thank you so much. I know you're busy.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you,
we are really excited. #1 pick for the White Sox coming up tomorrow.
That's awesome. Let's go.
You heard it. With the A's, we are scoreless. Come back for the third after this.
Sundays are for the kids here at the ballpark. It's a kids game after all.
It's Sunday Fun Day all season long on Chicago Sports Network.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with hitting coach Derek Shulman and the assistant to the assistant hitting coach, Mike Vassell. Mike, we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, it's always fun to come on and celebrating Mexican Heritage Night tonight at the park, and I'm getting berated right now with I don't know what, I think gum, so it's fun.
Derek, you said it was important for him to really join us tonight. Why was that?
I think we had a good run after he did the last interview on a Friday night, so we're just hoping to run that back this evening. Good vibes.
Well, you guys come into this series after facing 3 tough lefties. What do you feel like your guys learned from that series that you maybe addressed for this last series before the All-Star break?
Yeah, acknowledging that it was 3 tough lefties and kind of trying to, also highlight some of the things we could have done better in preparation and game planning. But the messaging is just like emptying the tank. We know the All-Star break is rapidly coming up, but we can't let that overly influence what we do. Like, we have to stay in the fight these next 3 games, play all 9 innings each night, and put ourselves in a position to go into the All-Star break in a good spot.
Mike, what does it mean to have Munetaka Murakami back in this lineup?
Well, you know, first off, he's the best. He's the best in the locker room. He's such a good guy. He's an all-star. You know, I'm sorry, by the way. My teammates are just so rude. But he's a difference maker. You know, he hits homers. He slugs. That's what we need. And that's what we're looking for tonight.
Well, you talk about slugging, but he also has ability to get on base, and his walk rate. Just how does that impact the dynamic of a lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it forces pitchers to have to get into the zone against him. Which, you know, moves it on to the other guys in the lineup. Like, he just poses a threat every time he gets up to the plate, and he shows that it's not just a homer or bust, right? He's willing to draw a walk.
Real quick, he was just announced that he was going to be participating in the home run derby. Mike, how many homers is Mune going to hit?
He's going to hit 100. You know, he's literally going to hit 100 homers. It's in Philly, ball flies. You know, he's going to hit so many. It's going to be great. Are you excited for it?
Thrilled. I can't wait.
What do you got in there? Should we check it? Okay, let's check real quick before we sit it back up there. All right, we got a lot of gum.
Welch's gummies. It's a good run.
Just add it to the list of all your props.
Yeah. It's like we're trick-or-treating now, you know, whatever you want. Take one. Halloween in July.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, we've gone from the Mike Vassell wizard hat to the Mike Vassell sombrero. Whatever it takes to score some runs, we're with it.
Well, it's actually very good also to catch whatever it is his teammates are throwing at him. So, as you can see, it picked up a few things. A lot of gum he'll have for the rest of the game.
McNeil turns on this one, but pulls it foul. Do you get the sense that this team is having fun with each other?
Well, I think that's really the case, and you have to have fun, but the only way to have a whole lot of fun in this game is if you win. So, the first part of this year, and it is well by the first half, but everybody views that as the All-Star game. But this Sox team pulled together a lot, had a lot of come from behind wins, and right now they're feeling pretty good about themselves. They're just looking for some offense.
You know who else is feeling pretty good? Sean Burke, with the start that he has had. Retired the first 8 that he has faced tonight as he faces bottom of the order Jeff McNeil in this 2-2 count. On the ground, Murakami, his first test at first base. When we come back, Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon moves on. And the pitching coach, Zach Bove, on the mic with Brooke after the break.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with pitching coach Zach Bove. I just saw you talking to your starter and Sean Burke. Just what do you make of the start he's had so far?
Yeah, stuff's really good. Attacking him, 4 seams up, got the spin down. He's got his whole arsenal working.
It just seems since that Yankees series, he's just kicked it in a whole nother gear. What's been the difference?
I mean, I think part of it, like, that gave him a ton of confidence, right? The Yankees in Yankee Stadium, we were kind of struggling at a time. So I think that's part of it, but, like, really it's just, like, he's feeling good, right? He understands who he is, maybe understands how to attack guys, you know, in certain parts of the zone, certain counts, and obviously, like, we're seeing that.
Is this the Sean Burke you knew he could be, or do you feel like there's a new level to even unlock?
No, I think, like, in the offseason, looking at him and stuff like that, like, you knew there was another level, and it's cool to see him, like, achieving that. Like, it's good for us, good for him, and I think, like, he's still got a high ceiling above this.
And even when one guy in this rotation is maybe struggling, it seems like one guy steps up, being Sean Burke here. Just at this level, how challenging is it just to have consistency throughout the entire rotation?
Yeah, it's a big part of it, right? It's 32 starts throughout the year, a lot of games every day. It's like, how consistent can you be with everything? And these guys are great, obviously, like stuff like this, but like I think we and them hold each other to a high standard and like always expect, you know, to improve every outing.
Well, if you guys are wondering who's throwing the seeds, the culprit is Anthony Kay. He had a pretty good outing. Just what did you see from him, and what have you seen from him so far?
You know, Kay's been really good, really, the past 2 months, you know, some of the changes we made. But, like, really leaning on, like, the off-speed specifically and then using the fastballs when needed to keep him off. Yesterday he was able to land the changeup in zone, which was absolutely really good.
Guys, it's a war zone down here. All right, I got to let you go before you get another one to the eye. Back to you.
It has popped up off the bat of Benintendi. Crowder Grauer. He will make the catch in foul territory. First out here in this bottom of the third. Steve, you know what's scary about this team right now, and it's something Davis Martin has talked about. We have not seen this starting rotation all click at the same time. Imagine if they are all on their A game, how good this team can be.
Well, Sean Burke has been on their A game. Anthony Kay actually has thrown very well on all the starts he has, and quite obviously with Noah Schultz, he's got to throw some strikes because the stuff is there, no doubt about that.
Your best friend's acting up right now.
How about that? Pitchcom again. And it's always so surprising when it happens. Emil Jimenez is back there, the home plate umpire, commiserating with Jonah Heim. Their normal catcher, Langoliers, is the DH tonight.
Here's Kyle Teal, hitless over his last 11 at bats. As the curveball misses outside, ball one.
With the wind blowing the way it is, and Kyle normally a pull hitter, this is a good situation for him.
Former White Sox pitcher Aaron Savali on the mound now. He will be the bulk reliever for this Athletics team.
Savali started with the Guardians, and since then he has moved around a touch.
Just last year started with Milwaukee, then was with the White Sox for 13 starts, then the Cubs to end his season, and now the A's here in 2026. Bottom of the third, this half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. Gotta love this view above right field. There were so many people outside participating in the Mexican Heritage Night festivities. They had a band out there on the stage. People were lined up as early as noon for the giveaway jersey tonight. And a sinker inside corner land, strike three.
Savali is showing a little deception because gone are the days when he can stand out there and pump fastballs by you. That doesn't work at 93 too often. But he has a number of pitches, a backdoor slider that he's been using, as well as that overhand hook, which looks pretty good at this point.
Here's the man who is mic'd up for us tonight, Tristan Peters. Let's see what kind of gold we will get from him on the mic later. Peters hitting in the 9-hole, .292 batting average this season with 5 home runs. We told you it was going to be electric. You could hear the roars from your TV set as the fans have been in it early, even though there is still no score.
Well, the only thing left was only a couple standing room seats. Other than that, this has been a complete sellout for some time.
It's been a cool feeling just rolling up to the ballpark every day, especially on nights like this. You know, Friday nights are always special, but when you have a packed house, people get here early, providing the juice. Really got to thank all the White Sox fans for showing some love this season. 2-2 to Peters.
Tristan came off the bench yesterday and turned around a 102-mile-an-hour fastball coming off the bench. To face that, that's a tough task, but he was able to do it, and what a remarkable year he's had for a guy who just looked like an insurance policy in the outfield and a bunter. And then when they took away the bunt, when every third baseman in this league played on the grass, then he started to show he can hit some doubles also, and he's still doing that.
I mean, you think about it. If he had done that, started slugging at the start of the season, potentially looking at 3 All-Stars on this team for the White Sox. Hits this one hard to the gap. It is Butler racing over. He will not get there. The throw in from Bolte. And a 2-out double for Tristan Peters as the crowd is loving it.
And as we said, he stopped bunting and then he started to hit doubles. The 20th of one of those. This is that cutter tries to nip the outside corner, and this double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. Nice job of getting to it by Bolte, but no chance to get him at second base.
So the first hit of the ball game for either team. And now Sam Antonacci, top of the order.
Yeah, that's a gapper. That's 2. Double.
Well, he was right on both counts. It was a gapper, and it is 2.
In the air to left field, Soderstrom backing up. He will make the catch as the Sox will strand that double. Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon. We will have the man in charge, Will Venable, on the mic with Brooke after the break.
I don't know if I should.
Welcome back to Friday Night All Access, brought to you by Blue Moon, and I'm here with White Sox manager Will Venable. Will, lineup still trying to get something going, but you had that 2-out double there from Tristan. What'd you like about that at bat?
Yeah, good grinded at bat. You know, that's what it's going to take to kind of bust this thing open. You know, the offense is kind of struggling a little bit here. Just need someone to get on base and someone else to knock them in.
Well, Mooney's still trying to settle in here, but how would you just describe the impact that his presence has on this lineup since his return?
Yeah, we know how big a deal it is to have him back. He's just in the middle of everything else for us offensively in the clubhouse, so it's a huge presence all the way around.
Sean Burke, what's impressed you most from his performance so far?
Yeah, fastballs. You know, fastball is going to be the ticket here to keep this offense down. He's doing a great job so far.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you. Will Venable, thank you so much for giving us your time. That double by Tristan Peters was the first extra base hit on this homestand for the White Sox. As Sean Burke gets ready to throw pitch number 40 tonight.
Trying to wipe him out with that high fastball, which has gotten up to 98. So he's added a lot of velocity from last year to this.
Lawrence Butler is celebrating his birthday today. He turns 26 here in Chicago. As Murakami takes away an extra base hit. Yeah, I'd say he's back.
The terrific play. Unfortunately, he was very close to the line to start with. Looked like that knuckle curveball that he hit awfully hard. Time for our slide of the game, presented by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world, and it doesn't get much better defensively than that. That's at least 2 bases. Instead, it's 10 up and 10 down for Sean Burke.
What a play as Murakami flashing the leather here in this 4th inning. We've talked about the confidence for this young team, how it impacts the lineup, but how does it impact a pitcher, a young guy like Sean Burke on the mound?
Well, I think he's a young veteran because he's been around a bit. He's gone through some very high times, some very low times. When he had the arm problem, it was difficult because he was one of the most promising of the White Sox farmhands. Right now, he's come back 100% with everything. And a good pitch here. I know Sean tried to overthrow that one. He wanted to heat him upstairs with a high fastball. But the best pitch is that slider to Langoliers. He's a very aggressive hitter. He's at 20 home runs already. But he hasn't been able to pick up that slider just yet.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Patched him with the heater at 97.
2 at bats, 2 strikeouts for Langoliers. There you see the 4-seamer upstairs. It looks tantalizing to most hitters, but they just can't catch up to it up there.
Sean Burke now in his 3rd season here with the White Sox. As you said, he has had success before, but Zach Bowe was talking about it. When you can have a performance like you did in the Bronx on a big stage against the Yankees, that has got to do something for him going forward.
Well, he also has pitched in some situations where he had to go deep in the game because of a decimated bullpen, and he was able to do just that. So his maturation as one of the mainstays in the starting rotation has been wonderful to watch this year.
Top of the 4th. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota. Already 5 strikeouts tonight for Burke. He's coming off his last outing Saturday in Cleveland on the 4th of July, when he racked up a career high 11 punch-outs against the Guardians.
That's not an easy team to strike out because they have a lineup of contact hitters. They don't have a whole lot of power over there in Cleveland.
Pitch number 50 tonight. 99 over the middle. Sean Burke is just lighting it up tonight. Bottom of the 4th, no score between the A's and the White Sox. This inning is brought to you by Davis Law Firm. The man of the night, Munetaka Murakami, his first game off the injured list. He will lead things off for the White Sox.
This time he'll be facing a right-hander instead of Lopez, who's a left-hander.
Decides not to pull the trigger on that high sinker. Well, the big concern was when he went down with that hamstring injury, what would happen to this White Sox offense? And the White Sox 17-18 record in his absence.
But for the most part, they were able to stay afloat, and they did it with other guys picking it up. So you can see, with him, without him, very close. OPS, very close. Same thing with home runs per game. On base percentage, well, that's a little better with him in the lineup because he takes so many walks.
It's the big differentiator with him. A lot of people think he just provides the home run, but because he is so patient at the plate and can draw so many walks, really makes pitchers come to him, and it has an impact on the rest of the lineup.
Anytime you can get on base and put that pitcher in a stretch, that's advantageous.
Goes down swinging on that curveball, his 2nd strikeout tonight. Sold out crowd at Rate Field here on Mexican Heritage Night. The cutter missing outside, ball 1 to Miguel Vargas. We heard Will Venable talk about it. This offense has been in a little slump right now. Just 2 total runs scored over the last 3 games against the Red Sox.
That was slow enough that Miguel could use a double clutch and still get the bat on it. It initially buckled his knees, and he realized it was in the strike zone and able to fight it off.
1 ball, 1 strike. Now, if you'll remember, the White Sox also got off to a very slow first few weeks of the season offensively as a team. And it wasn't until that series mid-April in Sacramento where everybody started clicking at the same time.
The fact that they were able to stay afloat with Murakami not in the lineup is a testament to the guys who continue to hit some home runs. Montgomery and Vargas did that, and some other very scrappy at bats from Antonacci and to a certain extent Mydroth.
Maybe the A's can wake up this offense once again. I know that ballpark in Sacramento is very lively.
This is going to be lively tonight, especially if you can take it to right field. But line drives still and always have gone out and left.
One out, full count here to Miguel Vargas. Hits this one hard into left center field. And it's going to go off the wall. Soderstrom gets it back in. It's cut off. And a one-out double by Vargas here in the fourth inning.
Hopefully that will shake him out of what has been a mini slump for him. But you see a two-seam fastball. It had too much of the plate, and Miguel at first thought this was going out. Unfortunately, it didn't quite high. It wouldn't hit it quite high enough, but two-base hit is pretty good.
'18th double of the season for Vargas, and another runner in scoring position for the White Sox. This ball is drilled deep to right field, but Butler in front of the wall will make the catch. Tagging from second, advancing to third is Vargas. Now you can tell Colts Montgomery just didn't get all of that one.
He has flied out twice to Butler in right field, this time in foul territory, but he made the catch. First run of the ball game, just 90 feet away.
So far in 8 games in July, the White Sox are 9 for 53 coming into play tonight with runners in scoring position. Just a 170 batting average.
And they're going to have to work on that. Will knows that. But it's not like they're not taking a lot of batting practice trying to figure out just exactly why that stat is what it is.
Foul tipped off the bat of Braden Montgomery, so he's in the hole 0-2.
Hitters don't like that at all, because he knew it was up and out of the zone. Unfortunately, he got the bat in the path.
Savali working out of the full windup with Vargas at third. And this one is close. It was called a ball, but we're going to have a challenge.
Looked like a two-seamer that was trying to wend its way over the inside corner.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
And it did just get it.
Official strike. The Athletic has 2 more remaining.
So the call overturned, and that's going to do it for the fourth. It is a special occasion here in Chicago. Everybody getting out here early. Good food, good friends. It's a party vibe. All we need is some runs on the board. After 4, we are scoreless at the rate. Welcome back. Top of the 5th we go. Just a couple of hits for the White Sox, still scoreless. This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University.
He's a switch hitter, and for a long time was a primary catcher for the Texas Rangers. Since then, he's moved around a couple of times, DFA'd, and these A's picked him up.
Jonah Heim sends this one in the air. Montgomery with a beat on it. A fly ball out as we start this 5th inning. Take a look at these fastball numbers from Sean Burke tonight.
He's always loved that 4-seamer. It's been a mainstay. There's a lot of guys that use anything spinning to set up then the fastball. He throws the fastball to get ahead. More times than not, it's been strikes, and then he will wipe you out with the breaking ball.
What does it feel like when you're in this kind of a groove on the mound? We dated back all the way to New York. Last 4 outings for Sean Burke. You had that season in 1980. What is it like every time you take the ball?
You can't wait to get back out to the mound because you know the stuff is going to be there. You have supreme confidence that you're going to pitch a good ball game. Now, what you don't have control of is how the defense is going to be behind you and how many runs they're going to score you. But in the meantime, you're breaking it down one pitch at a time. That's the only thing that you can do. Last pitch you don't have. The next pitch you don't even think about that, and you worry about the pitch you're going to make, and then it's up to the catcher to get you back the baseball pretty quickly.
Had some great conversations with Sean Burke this season, and he's talked about how much he's matured, not just as a baseball player but also as a person. Now his 3rd year at the White Sox. He said in years past, when it was his day to start, he would wake up and he would just be stressing and locked in about his performance that day. He said now this year things have changed a little bit. He said he wakes up, he enjoys Chicago, he can take a walk around the lake, take in his surroundings, and then when he gets to the ballpark, that's when he locks in.
Well, for a guy that has a good but not overwhelming fastball, although we have seen 98, which is a little bit high for him, but it still has late life on it. That's one of the reasons why he's able to get guys out in the strike zone with that fastball.
Do you feel something like that as you went through your career, just your mind changing and your approach to the game at each start?
It took me a long time. We didn't have what these guys have, which is some mind guys that consistently work with the team. So we had to come up with a system that worked for us within the framework of our own personalities. And if you're going to be a great pitcher, it really doesn't matter all that much because you've got overwhelming stuff. But most of these guys don't have overwhelming stuff, and then they have to realize that it's going to be their mind that controls their body, because it's the other way around, it doesn't work very well.
Murakami, this one squirts underneath the glove. So the first hit of the game for the A's, Jacob Wilson with 1 out in this 5th inning. Now let's go back to Tristan Peters, who is mic'd up for us tonight.
All right. All right. I'm mic'd up, by the way, guys. I was thinking about just being silent, completely silent. Are you scared to speak to me? He's scared to talk. Said more than I've already thought I would say. Let's go!
Tristan Peters. We always appreciate him putting on the mic for us. Good scoop by Fargas. Goes to second for 1. How about that 5-4-3 double play turn?
This is a really snappy double play. 1 hop, 5-4-3, and it's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference, and most of them do.
How about some more Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon? We go back to Brooke.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Eric, who gets to start tomorrow. Eric, Sean's fastball, so good here tonight. But just this overall stretch, what are you seeing behind the scenes as his teammate that's maybe leading to the success?
Yeah, I think it's just been the true mix. I think the sinker is really helping his four seam, keep guys off of it. The slider has been so good. We were just talking about it on the bench with Davis, how it feels very bullet like this year, and I think that's keeping guys off of the heater even more. And I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. He's punching a ton of guys out. Stuff's been great.
Looks like we got a nice double there from Chase Mydroth. But, you know, you talk about Sean. He's a righty. You're also a righty. Just what are some things that you're looking for as you prepare for your start tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just watching and kind of trying to pick out what guys seem to be looking for. Me and Sean throw a little different. He's more north-south. I'm a little east-west. So maybe try to pick up on a few things there. But honestly enjoyed throwing after him. I feel like it's a good mix-up and, you know, helps keep the guys off balance.
Yeah, you've had a really great stretch here yourself over your last 7 games. What's been working for you on the mound?
Just feel like I've been attacking hitters in the zone more. You know, my cutter's been much better lately. I think that's helped me a lot. Had a little extra velo lately. It's been nice. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe the weather, but just overall, been feeling really good, and just feeding off of guys like Sean that are making it look easy.
Will's also been really impressed with just your willingness to embrace different roles. You know, he mentioned you maybe even coming out of the bullpen at one point. Just why was that important for you, just to kind of offer that flexibility, especially being a veteran and at this point in your career?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to helping the team win. I mean, obviously they're doing those things to try to put me in the best position and help the team. So I'm just trying to be super open-minded about it, and I mean, no point in pouting. So go out there whenever opportunity they can give me, and you know, helping these guys win, and obviously we've been playing good baseball.
Eric, appreciate you.
Of course, thanks.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you. Thank you, Eric Fetty. Looking forward to his performance as the White Sox try to break through here in this 5th inning. Andrew Benintendi with a runner in scoring position on at second. And Savali's going to step off.
He got really close with the timer and had to step off.
One ball, 2 strikes. This one is drilled down the line in right field. It's a fair ball. Into the corner it goes. My drop. He will score. And the Sox strike first. RBI double for Andrew Benintendi.
Both doubles appear to have come off that hook, which isn't breaking very sharply right here. You can see it spinning, and anytime a hitter can get one spinning and not abruptly changing the exact direction it's going in, it's a problem. And this is a problem for Savali, who gives up back-to-back doubles, and the Sox do have the lead.
See if Kyle Teel can keep things going. Teel a strikeout looking in the 3rd inning. Hitless in his last 12 at bats now. Teel, who missed so much of the season with an injury, would love to get a little momentum going into the All-Star break.
Although he hit an opposite field home run in Cleveland, normally he's a pull hitter, and that bodes well for this at bat, because you want to move Benny along at the very least the 3rd.
Sinker missing in, ball 2. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. Benny with his double at second. Still nobody out. Teel, always a guy known for his big swings, can let it rip on this count. Three balls and a strike, and ball 4. That White Sox walk is presented by IDOT. No need to speed. It's not a game. So after the first 3 batters have reached here in this bottom of the 5th inning, a visit to the mound for the A's.
Scott Emerson, the pitching coach, wants to settle down Savali, who finds himself for the first time tonight with a bit of a problem. 2 on, nobody out, a run already in, as the Sox using the bottom part of the order to generate some offense.
All right, Tristan Peters stepping up. He was mic'd up for us this last half inning in the field. Let's take a listen.
I'll tell you what, here's the deal. If I get out once, I'm done being mic'd up. I take it off. If I keep getting hit, I'll keep it on.
Not much of a negotiation. He's basically said what's going to happen here. Well, Tristan, we've always wanted you to get a hit, but now we really want you to keep getting on.
Well, they're in at the corners now. Meneses is moving back at first base.
Browns this one foul, 0-2 the count. It was Peters with his double in the third inning. It was the first hit of the ball game for either team.
Elvis Alvarado throwing in the pen. The A's pen has not been particularly good. They've had big problems back there.
Well, the reason why they're even going with openers is because the last time through their starting rotation, none of the starters were even able to go 5 innings. So they went with an opener yesterday in Detroit and another opener here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, way inside. Benny's on at second, Teal's at first. And Peters puts that one out of play.
Threw a good cutter in on his hands. But Tristan able to foul it off and keep the at bat alive. You can see that Vegas patch on his arm. They're anticipating 2028 for the stadium to be ready.
They have already broke ground on the Las Vegas Strip. And they played a couple series in the AAA ballpark in Las Vegas this year.
AAA ballpark is a very nice park.
And lively.
Yep.
Here's the payoff. That is hit hard off the glove of Meneses at first. Benny, he's going to be waved in. Butler's throw goes to second. And the White Sox take a 2-0 lead here in this 5th inning. And even better news, Peters keeps the mic on.
You can hit the ball as hard as he's hit it. Keep the mic going. This looked like a cutter that he tried to throw on the outside corner. He got it away. But Tristan hits the daylights out of it.
That's another one.
Well, Tristan, you know what's going to happen now. You keep getting hits with this mic on. We're going to keep coming to you.
It's run number 32 driven in by Peters.
And this is what we saw in Murakami's absence. It was the bottom half of the order. Guys stepping up. Maedroth's double. Benintendi's double. Walk by Teal and an RBI single from Peters now.
All the damage has been done by the bottom part. Now we swing to the top. Let's see if Sam can get something done here. The infield is halfway. They're looking for 2.
This one is ripped into right field. Teal, the windmill is on. Butler's throw to the plate. Safe! The hits keep coming. This time it's an RBI single from Antonacci. And it's now 3-0 Sox on top.
RBI number 26 for Sam. He got his fastball. It was up and away. And it's going to be that hit that drives Savali from the mound. Marcotte coming out. And Savali will depart. And the Sox have a 3 spot up. And just as important, there's nobody out.
I can. You can't spell American without it.
Pen is brought to you by Lexus of Orland, and it is Elvis Alvarado, whose ERA is pretty close to 5.5. He inherits runners at the corners. Sox have put 3 on the board, looking for more.
Third at bat for Munetaka Murakami as he swings through that fastball at 100. 0 for 2, both strikeouts tonight. Murakami at the plate, runners on at the corners. Low inside corner, and there's strike 2. Murakami went on his rehab assignment to AAA Charlotte, played in 2 games. He was 2 for 7.
It's just difficult to miss that much time and only take 2 rehab starts and come back with the same kind of timing you had when you had a full spring training and everything that went with it. So it should take a while for him, but he is enormously strong.
0-2.
Nice job of laying off that, because that's a perfect 0-2 pitch, especially to a left-hander. It's right up in his eyes, and Mune didn't even come close to offering it that one.
First game back since May 29th. As that one misses, and a challenge from Heim behind the plate.
That looked like it had the plate to me, but we shall see.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Ooh. So the call is overturned, and Murakami will go down looking. The first out of the inning. Miguel Vargas at the plate. Fouls off that fastball.
So far, Antonacci very quiet at first base.
Miguel Vargas high in the air, deep to left center field. It is Bolte at the wall as he makes the catch. Tagging from third is Tristan Peters. So an RBI for Vargas, making it 4-0 here in this 5th inning.
Miguel just missed that. And because the wind is blowing to the right field corner, it didn't have much of a chance. He hit it hard, but he should know he had a pretty good swing on it. 57 runs batted in this year.
The White Sox have scored more runs this inning than they had in the entire 3-game series against the Red Sox. Colson Montgomery just missed one his last time up in the 4th.
That went out of the zone, and Colson expanded that zone. Used to be 100 miles an hour out of the pen on a fastball was eye-popping. Now every team has a couple of those.
You know, we keep going back to when the career turned around for Colson Montgomery last year. They pulled him from his minor league season and reworked his swing, and he realized, I don't have to swing as hard as I had been doing. The pitchers are providing the velocity. This guy's giving you 100 miles per hour. As he rips this one, but foul. There is plenty of juice in the bat of Colson Montgomery as he keeps just an easy, smooth swing.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get out front of 100 and yank it that far foul, you know the hands are pretty quick. He just has to lay off those face-high fastballs, which is easier said than done for a guy who can hit the ball out of the ballpark as consistently as Colson can.
One on, 2 outs. Now there goes Antonacci, and Heim couldn't squeeze it. Stolen base.
Sambo's off to the races. He swipes his 13th. He's been thrown out 5 times. But he's getting better and better. Picked a good pitch to run. This is a splitter that he gets on the side of. And if you're going to have a good splitter, you're going to have to get on top of it.
100 up in the zone, and that'll do it. White Sox put up 4. Tristan Peters was a part of it. Will he keep the mic on? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm just keeping the mic on. 2 hits. I do not want to get out. Do not want to get out.
First pitch delivered by Sean Burke, a strike to start this 6th inning as he faces Joshua Kuroda-Grauer. Just game number 10 in this young man's career. First 8 games, he had 15 hits, was hitting .500, and he became the first player in 18 years to have 15 hits and 2 or fewer strikeouts in his first 8 games.
Pretty impressive. He's got some skills. Oakland historically has brought a lot of very good players to the major leagues. Lately, the pitching has been somewhat of a mystery for them.
This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. Now, he did cool off ever so slightly, going 0 for 4 for the first time in Detroit yesterday.
There'll be a few more of those in his, what he hopes is an illustrious career.
Tristan Peters decides not to lay out as it falls in front. And hit number 2 in the ballgame for the A's. It goes to Joshua Kuroda-Grauer.
Tristan did it right, because when he realized that he wasn't going to get to it, you can't allow the ball to get by you, because it's going to be a triple if you do. Now, he shaded it right center field. Actually, it was defended perfectly, just didn't hit it hard enough.
It's part of the development we're seeing from the defense this year. We saw him make a diving play where the ball got past him earlier in the season. And credit Will Venable and his coaching staff, who quickly pick up on those mistakes and hold guys accountable.
They don't leave much to chance. If you're doing something that's not quite right, and they want to look to see if he got hit with that one, I think. That sends Steele to the mound. Vargas is coming in. Just missed him. Mark Kotsay knew when he took this managerial job that there would be a long development process.
Well, the big blow to this A's team was Brent Rooker. I mean, he is the veteran. He is the leader on this team, but he will miss the remainder of the season with a cartilage tear in his left knee. And he was really the guy to keep these young guys in line and teach them how to be big leaguers.
Well, they also gave him a pretty good contract, because he was the man that was going to supply power in the middle of this order consistently. That was a big loss for them.
The A's come in 4th place in the AL West which all of a sudden is being controlled by the Texas Rangers.
I still like the Mariners in that division.
Yeah.
The reason is their starting rotation is really solid. That's probably going to get a little better, and for some reason they're just not hitting like they can hit. That did hit him.
Yeah, that one got him that time. So the first two will reach here to start this 6th inning. It's time now for a message from Enken Law.
Colson, it's important to put the work in, isn't it?
Absolutely. Practicing early, staying late helps me stay locked in.
And if you've been injured, my team is here to help you. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Enken Law.
So the first time tonight the A's have had a base runner reach second base. As bottom of the order, Jeff McNeil stepping in. So single and a hit by pitch. Anything Burke needs to do to try to refocus, or you feel like he's still locked in?
You got to think about each and every pitch separately, and he's thinking about throwing a ground ball here. McNeil hit it awfully hard last time up in the 3rd.
The appeal is to 3rd. Mike Malinsky said he did not swing. McNeil is still paying out the remainder of his big 4-year $50 million contract he originally signed with the Mets, as the A's are picking up the end of that deal.
I think he won a batting title over there. I mean, he was a very good hitter for the Mets for quite some time. The Athletics traded a pretty good pitching prospect for McNeil.
How about this note? He was a judge at the 2019 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest in Coney Island.
Usually Joey Chestnut that wins those.
So he's the guy making sure it's not just the hot dog, but also the bun that gets downed.
You have to eat the bun. It's a necessity.
I don't know how they do it. When you see them dipping and stuffing and dipping and stuffing, I'm like, oh my goodness. That one put in play to Vargas, goes to second. And double play turned. Well, you said he needed a ground ball.
That's exactly what he went after, and a great turn by Mydroth at second. It's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Forces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference. Montgomery starts it. Mydroth ends it.
Popped up. This one sent into the seats.
Turns into a 5-6-3 double play. That is a big ground ball. You got first and second, nobody out, looking for a big inning to get back into this, only to see a double play.
Top of the order, Lawrence Butler 0 for 2 tonight.
The four-seam fastball still pretty lively, still able to throw it in on the hands to the left-hand hitters.
It's been the biggest jam that Burke has faced so far here tonight.
Butler was also afforded a pretty big contract with the A's team, only to see that batting average fall below 200.
0-2, got it by him. As Butler slams his bat, his helmet. Sean Burke stranding the runner at third. Well, the fans came out early for the special Mexican heritage jerseys given out tonight. And the vibes have been great. The White Sox putting up 4 runs in that 5th inning, lead it as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Experience.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th we go. White Sox a 4-0 lead over the A's. Game 1 of this 3-game set. As Braden Montgomery starts things off here for the Sox.
Big fastball in the zone.
Grounds this one is short. It is Wilson's sidearm delivery. And it gets Montgomery in time. This is our Postman Law delivery of the game. Others promise, Postman delivers. How about Burke getting out of that jam?
Big fastball upstairs. Left-handers can't get to it. And Burke with 7 strikeouts in the early going. He's been awfully tough tonight. It's been a great run for him.
You like that little smirk curled his upper lip, a little edge as he walked off the mound.
Chase's double led off the big 4-run 5th.
About 102.
Nothing wrong with the young man's arm. But I look at that ERA and just shake my head. Somebody's hitting him. I'm not sure how exactly, but somebody is hitting him.
Oh, 2. Wow. All right, earlier today, White Sox fans got the chance to meet Chase Meidroth and Brandon Eisert, along with Chuck Garfien and Isaac Guillen at CHSN's Club 312 event here at Rate. Fans got the chance to say hello, take a few pictures, and hang out with some of their heroes. The tickets also included a 2-month CHSN All Access subscription. Broken bat. And Alvarado covers. And a quick 6th inning, the White Sox a 4-0 lead.
With my follow our White Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side. Here's a look at some pretty impressive numbers to this point. Hasn't walked anybody. No runs on only 2 hits with 7 big strikeouts.
First pitch by Langeliers is fouled straight back. Langeliers 0 for 2, both strikeouts tonight.
You don't find many catchers that can provide you the power that he can.
They are thankful because a week ago he left the game with a thumb issue. They had x-rays on it, but clearly he is back. Did not go on the injured list because they cannot afford to lose him this season.
Justin Sterner warming up in the pen. Pen is starting to stir, but nobody throwing yet. Pitch number 85 on the way.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Freezes him with the knuckle curve. Strike 3.
He hasn't thrown many of these tonight, but here it is. And for Langoliers, he just can't pull the trigger. Beautiful pitch in a great spot, and it ends the at bat.
So a career high 11 strikeouts in his last outing. He's got 7 here tonight. Excuse me, 8 strikeouts. Burke unhappy, missing down there. 2-0 the count here to Tyler Soderstrom.
They tied up a few of their younger players for long-term deals as they get ready to move to Las Vegas, and Soderstrom is one of those guys.
He was activated from the 10-day injured list on Wednesday. He was dealing with a left hip impingement, so still one of those guys they're still trying to ease back into the lineup. Crushes this one deep into right field. And the first run of the game for the A's. 14th home run of the season for Tyler Soderstrom.
That's one of the reasons why they did tie him up long term. It gives them some left-handed pop. This is our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. This is one of those hooks over the top that kind of just stayed there on the inner portion. Plenty of distance. The only question, would it stay fair? And it did.
So 90 pitches now for Burke. With all the injuries Jonah Heim has provided, a guy who's been very valuable for this team. He's had some big moments already this season for the A's. On the ground, it is Murakami keeping it himself. And there's out number 2. It's time now for a message from Eagle River.
Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Huge smile on the face of manager Will Venable. A lot of things to be excited for. Packed house, sold out crowd here at Rate Field. A 4-1 lead for the White Sox. We now have 2 All-Stars on this team. Miguel Vargas, Munetaka Murakami, and tomorrow the White Sox will select the #1 pick in the draft.
We should know exactly who that is before we go on the air, and we come on 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Thank you for that reminder.
The game was changed for some of you who could look at the schedule and see 3. It's at 1 o'clock, and then the alumni former White Sox players will engage in a home run hitting contest. See how many back problems there is the next day.
This one is going to be plunked into left field. So Jacob Wilson will pick up his second hit of the ball game, and it comes with 2 outs in the 7th inning. How much pride do starters have being able to go deep into a game and give you potentially 7?
Well, if they can do that, you get a very happy bullpen behind you because they're not having to be extended.
So running that sinker up there at 96 miles per hour as Meneses fouls that one off.
There is the pen. It's Sean Newcomb. Last time we saw him, he was pretty good, and he's been really good most of this year.
Still plenty of break on that knuckle curve.
Right there it looked like a strike before just dipping into the dirt. Nice play by Teal, making sure it doesn't get by.
Sean Burke trying to empty the gas tank here with 97 pitches here in this outing. Oh, 2. Yeah, buddy. 9 strikeouts for Sean Burke. What a performance. Give this man a hand.
Probably getting cutter and a curveball. It is cutter. Yeah, you're not getting up on me.
Yeah, that's a gapper. That's 2. Double.
You want to throw a curveball again?
Ooh, Tristan Peters, I like your style. Well, he does his homework on the pitchers. He knows what's coming.
And then it's just a question of hitting him in a spot where nobody can catch him. Easier said than done. 2 hits, a run batted in for Tristan tonight. Justin Sturmer, the new pitcher, on for the 44th time. ERA just under 4.
Beautiful sunset over the rate here in Chicago. White Sox a 4-1 lead starting this bottom half of the 7th. There is nothing like summertime shy.
That is a beautiful scene. What has turned into just a gorgeous day in Chicago. Nice catch by a fan. Appears to be very excited.
3-2. And Kyle Teal will work his second walk of the ball game. White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. $37,539 fans, the 7th sellout of the season. They were selling standing room only tickets. That's how many people have been jammed into the ballpark here tonight.
And they weren't too many standing rooms left either. This has been a great crowd. They've been enthusiastic. They and the Sox wouldn't mind at least one more run.
Look at that, the Lucha Libre look with the White Sox mask. Nicely done. You know me, I have to go in and soak up the environment on nights like this. Before the game, I got a chance to sneak outside by gate 5 in the parking lot. They had a live band with a stage out there. People were partying. Met a cool brother and sister duo, Luis and Lisa Magallanes. They said, you got to give us a shout out. You got to. I said, all right, you just got to pronounce the name for me one more time. Magallanes. I got you. All right.
Once again, beautiful jerseys on Mexican Heritage Night.
Tristan Peters. Back it goes. Get out. Cue the fireworks. As Tristan Peters is 3 for 3 tonight. Now just a triple away from the cycle. You know what this means, Tristan?
Oh, he's going to be mic'd up the rest of his life. Because, I mean, a double, a single. He's driven in 3 with that 2-run homer and that RBI single in the 5th. We'll look at it again. It's a fastball pretty much right down the middle. And Tristan had a pretty good idea where this one was going when it left the bat. He doesn't hit many. That's his 6th.
Let's go!
But they're all memorable.
How do we bottle up this night and just run it back? Because this has been incredible.
Well, there's been a lot of great nights at home this year to this point. Sox have a share of first place. They intend to keep it right there. The Guardians have defeated the Marlins in Miami 3-2.
Not an easy feat.
They're going to hold their spot. Get up and going, Tyler Davis.
Angels currently have a 4-1 lead over the Twins in Minnesota. That game is the top of the 6th inning.
That's always good.
Twins, they have been surging.
And Detroit has climbed back into the race.
So Antonacci, following the home run, he will walk. And the crowd is buzzing once again because Munetaka Murakami is now at the plate. 0 for 3 tonight, all 3 strikeouts. Hits this one hard, and that's a fail ball down the right field line. Antonacci, he's going to get waved in from 3rd. The relay goes, it's cut off. And in his first game back, Munetaka Murakami, an RBI double.
This was a rocket. No chance at all for Meneses at first base. Clearly fair. Gabe Morales on the call, and with the good speed of Antonacci, it's a 3-run inning and a 6-run lead.
Welcome back, Murakami, his 5th double of the season. When he got injured, he had 20 home runs. That was good for 2nd most in Major League Baseball.
He was on his way to 50 plus. If he stays healthy, he didn't. But the Sox can really use his bat as they battle for first place and intend to do so for quite some time.
I just love the fact that the White Sox have all-stars hitting in the 2 and the 3 hole here tonight. All right, let's throw it down to Brooke.
Thanks, guys. Sam, Mooney just driving you in there. Just what's it mean just to have him back with this group?
It means everything. He's a big clubhouse guy, and obviously we all know what he can do with the bat. So it's nice to give these fans some runs. They've been bearing with us the past few days, so appreciate the Southside fans.
You were out of breath here. Were you thinking of going home there, or just kind of take me through? You were booking it.
Yeah, the cameraman's putting in more work than me, so I don't have any excuses out there. Yeah, probably I would hold up. If Vargy was hitting, I would hold up at third because of Vargy. And I have a past with doing so, and he'd be mad, so hopefully he sees this.
What has he been saying to you?
That one is drilled. It stops at the base of the wall. Now the umpires are going to stop play as that ball got wedged underneath the padding. And so it's going to be a double for Vargas as Murakami scores. It is now 8-1, White Sox on top.
Sorry, guys, I'm still here. Sam, did you have to say?
He heard me. He hit that ball 111. I think that clears his max by quite a bit, so he heard me talking a little crap. So
just a little motivation.
I need backup though for when he sees this.
All right, thanks, Sam. Go catch your breath, guys. Back to you.
Everybody getting in on the fun as part of Friday Night All Access presented by Blue Moon.
For Sterner, that's going to be about it. Arcatse comes up, points to the pen. Was a very tough 7th as Sterner will depart. Big 7-run lead, and will step out and come back almost instantaneously.
The Cantina menu.
Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wooden Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wooden Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
Mason Barnett comes on for the 13th time. ERA a pretty good one, just above 3.5.
We appreciate you spending your Friday night with us here on CHSN with Brooke Fletcher, Steve Stone. I'm John Schriffen. It has been a fun one to see the White Sox offense break out. 4 runs in the 5th, 4 more here in this 7th.
Certainly has been a while for the Sox. The offense is still very much alive. And you have to believe that each and every one of these guys in the lineup is pretty happy to have Mooney back. Might want to close that fence.
Yeah, I don't think Butler in right field will want to deal with that. There we go.
Nice job.
Montgomery gets underneath this one as Butler will wait for it to come down, as that is just the first out of the inning. Join us at the ballpark tomorrow as the White Sox face the Athletics at 1:10 p.m. Come early for a pregame MLB draft watch party, and then stick around after the game for a postgame alumni home run derby presented by Blue Moon. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/derby. All right, we do have an update. Brian Anderson, who's the White Sox center fielder, made that game-saving catch during the blackout game in 2008 to send the team to the postseason. Well, he will now participate in the post-game alumni home run derby presented by Blue Moon. Now, Alexi Ramirez, unfortunately, will not be able to attend as previously scheduled. So here's the field. Brian Anderson, Gordon Beckham, Scott Pasednik, Lori Garcia, Daniel Polka, and the big fella, Jose Canseco. That should be something.
I'm going to take an upset. I'm going to take Daniel.
Ooh, okay. We did get a little insider information from our guy Gordon Beckham before the game. He told us for the last 2 weeks he's been hitting off a tee. He's been getting locked in. He is excited. He's getting his swing back. And then we said, all right, here's a bucket of Advil. Be ready. This one fouled straight back right underneath us.
That's one we could have handled up here. That was not like the other one that came up here. Souvenir, patience. You stay around, you get a baseball.
Well, you know, fans are sticking around tonight. Post-game fireworks show.
It's going to be a good one. There's been a few here in this game.
I need that mask now. That is a hot look. The Lucha Libre White Sox edition. This one hit hard into left field. Vargas had to hold, so he will stop at third. A single for Braid Montgomery.
First hit of the night for him. He got a fastball. Looks like on the outer third and takes it the other way. No chance at all. Puts runners at the corners. Still only one out.
Chase Meidroth doubled and scored as part of that big 5th inning. And the sweeper starts the at-bat, strike one. Will Vanderbilt told us before the game that the message to his team was clear starting this series. Don't even think about the All-Star break. Don't even think about what your plans are. Let's give me 3 more games, lock in, and let's really go hard this series against the A's. And you can see the White Sox have really responded well here tonight.
Well, I think what you have to do is realize that nothing that happened in a 3-game series with Boston is a carryover to today. Today is 27 outs you're going to play, hoping to just play 8.5. That would be nice. And forget about what happened and look ahead.
Been one of the secret weapons for this team. These guys are so young that they just don't forget. They don't remember anything that happened previously. They just wipe it clean, start the next day fresh with a positive attitude and intensity. Like that 3-game sweep didn't even happen. And a walk here to Meidroth will load the bases. Major League Baseball is taking over Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with a T-Mobile Home Run Derby on Netflix July 13th at 7 p.m. Then you can catch the 96th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 14th at 7 p.m. on Fox.
Scott Emerson going out once again. He wants a word with Barnett, who is struggling. He's had a pretty decent year to this point, but not this inning. So Sterner started it off. He didn't get an out. Charged with 4 hits, couple of walks, and 4 runs to this point.
The 9th hitter to come to the plate in this 7th inning is Andrew Benintendi, and he steps in with the bases loaded. First pitch to Benny. Oof, big swing, fouls it off. Benintendi's kind of like the unk of the team right now. Guys just come to his locker when they need some advice, the veteran, and he has really embraced that role this season.
You got two guys with similar personalities as far as how they handle being a veteran on a young team. Randall Grichuk is one of those guys. Neither will go out and recruit you to come over and talk with them. But if you want to learn something about the game from their vast experience, you gravitate to them and they will answer any question you might have. They've both been around a long time.
Slashes this one into left field. Wide open. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Vargas scores. Montgomery behind him. Here comes Mydra chugging to the plate. A bases clearing double as Benintendi breaks this game open in the 7th.
This one slashed the other way. It's been double-a-rama here tonight. Lots of doubles. Making Elgin Hyundai delirious with pleasure.
White Sox did not have a single extra base hit in the series against the Red Sox. Well, they figured out their swing again here tonight.
They're making up for it tonight.
Kyle Teal has already walked and scored in this inning. Lines this one to right as Butler comes in to make the catch. And there's out number 2. Let's go back to Tristan Peters on his swing.
Let's go! Let's go! Man of every game. Let's go! I get out, I'm taking it off, and I've got to keep it on, I guess.
Should take it home with him. Bring it back tomorrow. We could use another one of these nights. Of course, that's the day game tomorrow.
That one's down the line. Tristan Peters, a triple shy of the cycle. Will he go for it? He's rounding second. Here comes the throw. Tristan Peters, the man of the hour. He's keeping that mic all season long.
Pretty amazing. As soon as he started to come to second base, you knew he was going to try it. You don't get a shot at many cycles in this game, and when you do have a shot, you make them throw you out, which is something they couldn't do. Right down the line on this curveball that stays up. And now Tristan is thinking about a 3-base hit. He's not even looking behind him. He just keeps on going. That's pretty amazing.
So Tristan, let's be clear. You're the one who set the rules here. You said if you make it out, you're taking it off.
And well, he hasn't made one. And look, it's not the easiest thing to shower with, but you know, hitting for the cycle is something that every player aspires to.
The best game of his life. Tristan Peters take a bow. Wow.
This is not the easiest triples park.
No.
As soon as that ball got to the wall and rattled around a bit, Peter said, why not?
Broken bat bouncer up the middle. It is McNeil who will make the play. White Sox put up an 8 spot in this 7th inning, including Tristan Peters going for the cycle. Just have a night.
You can't have.
Sometimes there are nights when you can just feel like something special is going to happen. But we didn't know it was going to be Tristan Peters, the man providing the show.
Davis is in the ball game. Tyler Davis on for the 24th time. The ERA of 4.44. Got an 11-run lead.
So that means the night is done for Sean Burke. 98 pitches, 9 strikeouts. And on those 98 pitches, 70 of them were for strikes.
Well, the key was no walks at all. Gave up 4 hits and a run. And just another excellent outing.
See, that's now 5 in a row for Burke.
Yep.
And you talk about momentum heading into the All-Star break. Nobody is hotter than he is on the mound.
No, and he got the pin. 21 outs.
Bouncer up the middle. Colson Montgomery, 360. Oh my goodness! Everybody stepping it up tonight.
This is a wonderful play up the middle, a 360 spin, and got it there an eyelash ahead of the runner. What a play that is. A no-look throw to first base. Just a fine effort to his left, knowing he had no time to plant. Normally those go into the dugout wide of the bag. That one was right on the money.
Remember what you said to me pregame? We both showed up with these new, nice looking red shirts.
Got to wear them tomorrow. I don't see any way around that. And we can actually keep the mics also. We'll be mic'd up tomorrow.
Mark, wherever you're sitting right now, whether at home, at a bar, at a friend's, doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, we're all running it back tomorrow.
Gabe Morales says, nope. Got to throw at least one more.
Big fastball, 97 past Bolte, out number 2.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank.
Jeff McNeil sends this down the line, but foul. It's been a frustrating stretch for the A's, a season-high 6-game losing streak. And over the last 7 series, they have gone 6-16. This was a team at the beginning of the season with a lot of young stars. They signed some big contracts. They were very hopeful, but injuries have just knocked this team. As McNeil tosses the bat into center field, it goes. A nice 1-2-3 8th inning for Tyler Davis.
Philip Tristan Peters. That's That's a double in the third. A single in the fifth. A home run in the seventh. And the most difficult of them all, a triple in the eighth. Seventh cycle in White Sox history. And the White Sox have been around a long time. So you see how rare it is. Last one, Jose Abreu, September 9th of 2017.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while. It has indeed. Much more difficult than a no-hitter, although you would think that a no-hitter would be more difficult. It's just not. We got a position player coming on to pitch, fourth time in his career. There appeared to be some pitching in his pants, however. I mean, he's got a nice motion and all that.
Well, let's break this down. Let's see what Carlos Cortez has on the mound. What do you think here, Steve?
Oh, I think he's going to try to keep it in the air all the way. 77 and that was something that when you have no challenges, you're not going to challenge that. That looked like a good 3 inches inside off the plate. We'll watch it again. Wow. Yeah, that missed by a wide margin.
That was called strike 3?
Yes, it was. And with no challenges, there's not much you can do.
I mean, I realize it's a blowout, but that's still an at-bat for Murakami.
Yeah, that's a little... And he's at 2 remembers, and they turned into strikes magically.
Miguel Vargas tees off. Back it goes in left. It is gone. How about this White Sox offense tonight? 21 home runs for Miguel Vargas.
That's 3 extra base hits tonight to go with a sacrifice fly. So 2 doubles, a homer, and 3 driven in. How about that?
The Magic Hat on top of the sombrero. Maybe that's the new look the rest of the season. That's Colson Montgomery. Rips that one into right field, and it gets past Butler. So Montgomery keeps going as he will slide safely into second.
A lot of doubles here tonight.
On the ground, Wilson at short as he throws out Braden Montgomery out number 2.
It's 8 doubles in total.
13 runs scored on 14 hits tonight. White Sox had 15 hits in the entire series against the Red Sox.
Shows you how good that Red Sox pitching was.
Just hits that one hard, but foul. All right, the Family Fan Cam is brought to you by Mom & Law. If you've been injured in an auto accident, they fight like family for you. Bunch of families here at the ballpark on Mexican Heritage Night. It is one of our favorite nights of the year. As Maidroth flips it over the head of McNeil at second. Montgomery rounds third. He will score. RBI single. And that'll make it 14-1.
Second hit of the night for Chase. This one is a good foot outside, but he figures, you know what? Let's swing at everything.
Benintendi last time up with the bases loaded. He cleared them with a 3-run double. As he really stepped up his power when Murakami went on the injured list. And the air to center. And that'll do it for this 8th inning. White Sox tack on 2 more. A huge lead as we go to
the next generation of light beer.
Come on, Mooney. Oh, shit. Hey! Harry got you. I missed that. He's winning the home run derby. You heard it here first. Nice play, Mooney. Sick play. I love it.
Well, our hats off to Tristan Peters. A huge thanks for wearing the mic tonight as he becomes the 5th player in baseball history to go for the cycle batting in the 9-hole.
Pretty amazing. And just hitting for the cycle is amazing.
Tristan, don't even dare give it back. Just keep that mic with you. We'll charge it up for you, but you've got to have it on you at all times now.
Pretty impressive night for the offense and especially Tristan Peters.
Peters cuts it off, gets it in. As a single by Lawrence Butler starts this 9th inning. So Carlos Cortez, who we saw appear on the mound, will now have his first at bat of the ball game.
Doing pretty good, hitting 280. Managed to stay out of this till the end when he picked up an inning of work.
Well, he's going to show that pitchers can hit right now. Fastball missing off the edge. 2-2 the count here to Carlos Cortez. As the White Sox need 3 outs to wrap up the opener of this series against the A's. 3-2. All right, some defensive changes for the White Sox. Junior Perez enters the game and will play left. Antonacci comes in to play third, and Vargas moves from third to first, replacing Murakami. Inside with the fastball, ball 4. It is time now for today's GovX Hero of the Game.
The Chicago White Sox and GovX are proud to honor our hero of the game. Tonight we pay tribute to Corporal Anthony Ortiz of the United States Marine Corps.
We always value this special moment of the game when we can honor our heroes, our GovX Hero of the Game. Kobe Thomas will be the pinch hitter, replacing Soderstrom in the 3-hole, as the A's are now starting to empty their bench.
Soderstrom was a guy that gave the A's their only run tonight.
The Angels lead is cut to 1. It is a 4-3 lead over the Twins in Minnesota. That game is in the bottom of the 7th now. Off the big hop, Majoff, the flip to Colson Montgomery. M&M turning the double play up the middle.
That was a one-hop rocket. And then you just have to trust that Montgomery is going to get there. Watch it again. This is a wonderful play. And they get him by a step at first base. It's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference.
I just love those double plays where Montgomery drags that right toe like a ballerina, showing the feet.
Got to get a good toss, and Chase gave him one.
Let's not let the performance of Sean Burke get lost with this 14-run outburst.
No, because he didn't have quite that big a lead when he was making every pitch count. 9 strikeouts, no walks tonight. And Sean continues to throw it exceptionally well.
Capacity crowd on their feet. 1-2. Got him. The White Sox dominant in the opener. Win it 14-1 against the A's, thanks to Tristan Peters hitting for the cycle.
This was a night that this team needed after that tough Boston series. They come out today very loose. Took advantage of some pitching by the A's that wasn't quite as good as anything we saw from Boston. And the Sox win the first of a 3-game series. So quick turnaround. Get your rest. Enjoy the fireworks. I'll talk with you.
Oh, you know I stay for the fireworks. All right, so the Guardians won. White Sox a winner, staying tied top the standings in the AL Central. It is a final White Sox, a 14-1 win over the A's. Now just 2 games remaining before the All-Star break. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us. For Brooke Fletcher, my guy Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. Coming up after the break, stay locked in. White Sox post-game live presented by Yingling.